Nicky Devlin, Ayr United club captain, and you're watching Quill 18.
Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2017. We are playing as Ayr United, and today we're going to be playing against Dundee United in what will be a very, very difficult game, I think. We still have the problem that a few of our key players are sidelined right now with injuries. Actually, 4 players in total are injured. Nicky might come in as a sub partway through. It's too bad his sharpness is so low because he's been sidelined for so long. It'd be nice maybe to get him a little bit of playing time near the end of the game just to get him back in, but I don't want to push him too hard because he is still recovering from his injury. Peter Murphy could also do a thing where we bring him for a short period of time. His physical condition isn't even quite as good as Nicky's right now. His sharpness is particularly poor, and it would be nice to get that back up before we are forced to really use him, but problem is I'm not sure what we're going to do for space. I'm going to rearrange my subs here like so that they sort of go based on position. I'm thinking what we could do is sideline or just put in a reserves Grant Thorburn, because we do have 2 defenders. Nicky could even play central if required. And what we don't have is a replacement attacking midfielder. Brian Gilmore could maybe come in as a sub for that. Yeah, because normally it might be Paul Kearney here. I guess we don't have to push Peter Murphy up again. It would be nice to warm him up a bit. I guess I could bring in Peter Murphy as a sub instead of Grant Thorburn, which may be better. I think Grant's one of our players who we're still developing a fair bit. You know what? What the hell? We'll give him some experience. It's fine. We'll leave him there as a sub. I think this is the composition we're going to go for. Again, this is going to be an away game. It's going to be quite difficult against Dundee because we just played a game 3 or 4 days ago, so none of our players have recovered fully over here, so we're going to be a little bit more tired. We're playing away, so that'll be tough. A couple people are on the yellow card warning, still the injuries and everything. Actually, 3 people on a yellow card warning over here. Worst case scenario, we get a bunch of yellow cards today, and we end up with a bunch of people suspended for the next match, which would be pretty devastating. Anyway, I've gone ahead and slid over to a counter mentality, somewhat more defensive. Other than that, I'm not going to make too many tweaks because we're trying to learn this. We're going to focus a bit on defensive positioning during practice leading up to this match, and we are going to hopefully come away with this with a not too embarrassing performance. We're not really expecting a win necessarily. We are just hoping if we end up with a draw here, I think I will be thrilled. So Nicky's passing the fitness test. Peter Murphy not selected, not recommended to be selected, so that makes sense, and that is indeed what we're going to go with. And again, we'll try to slide Nicky in as a substitute later in the game, try to get his sharpness back up, give him get him properly warmed up for our next more significant game. What's our next game going to be? It's going to be against Falkirk at home. Falkirk, a very, very good team, which I think we've performed poorly against in the past. There was a home draw. There was a big defeat there. Yeah, that'll be interesting. If we can beat Falkirk, I'll feel very, very, very happy. And luckily, we'll have a full week in between those. But yeah, this Dundee match, this is going to be very, very, very difficult. Who's referee today? A little bit heavy on the yellow cards, perhaps. Yeah. We're definitely not going to be tackling hard. And it looks like we've split. We've met twice with Dundee. We've split the wins 1-1. And yeah, 4 players out with an injury. It's just going to be kind of difficult. Well, 4 people injured. We got to play with you. Nicky's technically not out because we do have him suited up. Yes, as a substitute, but we'll probably get him running around, and I think he's going to be perfectly fine here. And then if that goes well, then what we'll do is next week's game, Nicky's probably going to be starting again over on the flanks. Although, I gotta say, Tony Ralston's done perfectly fine. I can't remember his performance numbers, but I think they've been perfectly adequate here. And technically, the game does say that Tony has a bit more of a higher ability rating, but Nicky's still our team captain, and therefore is a good source of motivation for us. Fancy Dundee United to win this one. Yeah, I expect so as well. Slim favorite over here to be bet on. Could be a draw. I'd be very happy with a draw over here. Dundee's quite a bit lower down. If they don't win, yeah, they could drop down as far as 8th space, so that's going to be good. We'd still be in 3rd if we did win. It's interesting. If we do manage a win here and Falkirk doesn't, then all of a sudden we'll be within striking distance of tying them in 2nd, although they've got a much better goal differential here. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be tough. All right, standard composition for the opposition over here. So, again, we're going to want... I'm going to want the strikers marked. And you know what? Let's close down on them hard as well. That's going to be fine. And we'll close down on the wings too. And that's going to be okay. We're not going to tackle hard anyone like that. That's going to be okay. Mark him very tightly. You think so? All right. Well, then tell you what. I will also say that he should be tightly marked over here. Although I'm worried that this might lock down too many of our players. We'll see how it goes. All right. Expected to pick up where they left off. Listen, I'm going to be reluctant here. Not go out and enjoy themselves. Calm then, maybe. Not revenge. That's not what we want. I expect to win. I really don't. This is going to be tough. Cautious. Go out there and impress me is what I'm going to say. There we go. And maybe I'll try something different this time. We'll be calm. We'll calmly say, I have faith in you. Or, you know, calmly say, I expect to see some quality finishes. Okay, expect a performance. All right, you know what? Team morale is very good. Maybe I'm not giving my team enough credit here. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the match feels. We are going to stick with the 3D for now. Quite a few people have been... the first video in 3D has gone live at this point, so I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, as typical, and a lot of good feedback for that. I think with the radar, I'm very happy. I like being able to pause, especially, and get a sense of how is my team spread out. Right? This is why I like the 2D. It's very analytical, but this is giving us a better sense about what's actually happening with the ball and giving us a different kind of context that I haven't had before. All right, Ralston tries to push the ball way up, but it is inaccurate and just gets sent there. That's going to be part of it. I think the counter mentality is going to involve sometimes a little bit more of the sort of long pass, dumping the ball, because it's a bit more defensive than trying to just gently carry it out of the zone. It's about getting it out of our defensive zone maybe a little bit sooner. Again, with a nice header there that initially didn't go to our teammate. Oh my God! Thomas with a beautiful run-up! Oh my God, what a save indeed. That entire play, hold on, I want to see that again. I hope you guys don't mind. Everything about this play was very interesting. So, we're trying to clear out with a header. It does get intercepted here by Telfer. There was really no one there for the header. Header accuracy is always going to be a little challenging. But he himself tries to play the header game, and he's not able to deliver it to any of his teammates. So Crawford actually gets a controlled header to Harkins' feet. Harkins does a giant, long pass to Thomas, our striker, who's right at the line. As soon as Thomas sees the ball is in the air, he hits it for full speed, easily beats all the defenders, gets great control on the ball there. There's a slide tackle attempt, but it is too late. And if that had scored, would that not have been one of the most glorious? In any case, we still win a corner. Oh, fuck's sake. Did I not change this between? I'm really confused. I thought I changed it, but maybe... I don't know, maybe I did something in the wrong order. Maybe I didn't hit save on the game properly after doing that. I thought I changed it between videos. But I guess I did not, and that is kind of disappointing. So let's throw that in there, because again, I do not want Lammy to be kicking the ball. He needs to be there with his giant, glorious golden head. Well, okay, it's brown head, but let's pretend. How's the possession is good, actually, and a counter mentality, I don't think it tends to do that quite as much. Lots of drama there. Goal kick for us. Let's get it out of here and see if we might pull off another offensive move. Everyone so far is okay. Looks like Andy Geoghegan is wearing the captain's badge for today, I think, because... Does the captain have to be part of the starting 11? I think it might be. Try to play a short passing play. But why? I don't know. I've been pretty okay with this. Yellow card for the other side. Harkins with a free kick. Oh! That was an interesting attempt, but didn't really do anything. And a nice long shot there that was right on target. Those will come, you know, they'll score from time to time. Harkins, we have seen him score on a free kick before. He can be very dangerous there. Having shots, but they're from long range. Yeah, maybe. We'll consider, again, maybe at the half, changing up to work the ball into box. It's only been 4 shots there. A beautiful advance to Thomas, who does indeed take a long shot there. Really no one providing support, or no one, not necessarily that they're being insufficient and not providing support there as much as it's just was happening too fast, and there was no real alternative for him to pass to rather than take the shot, so what the heck. But yeah, maybe we can change it up. We'll see. Maybe something about the way they're defending is making it a little bit hard to just do it without trying, and if they were really forcing their way up. We do have 7 shots on goal already. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We could also look for overlap as well. But let's just try to work the ball into box and See if that changes anything up for us. That's a lot of shots. Van der Welden is one of the people we're marking and closing down tightly here. You can see he's very dangerous indeed. There was a nice burst of speed there, and if he had been a little bit more accurate, that could have been a 1-0 game right now at the 20-minute mark. As such, looks like we are going to get control of the ball. It's going to be Crawford. He's going to move it over to Forrest, who gets it to, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's Harkins over there. Real life Harkins is bald, so, you know, doesn't quite match his character. I wonder if you can tune like the 3D model that is used for various characters. I don't think you can. Moves it up to Thomas. Thomas gets it over to McGuffey, who I believe attempts to shoot on goal. But last time I checked, the goal is not over in the corner. Fair share of headers. Possession is still good. Pass completion is fantastic. Pass completion has always been really good. Our tackles one's never been quite as good. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but overall, I have to say, you know, like, we were really worried about this game. I feel like our players are actually playing very well. Overall, we've actually, you know what? I think we're playing better. I don't think we need to go as counter. I think we'll be a little bit more aggressive here with the standard play style, although watch something happen here. But it hasn't kicked in yet, and that wouldn't have really been a sign of everything. Great control. Great denying of a better scoring opportunity there, and good defense by the goalkeeper as well. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling like our team is playing very, very well. I don't think I'm going to move up all the way to a control mentality, although we are a better team in terms of our performance in the league so far. There's a yellow card for Andy Gagan, who will now be suspended for the next match. But that was bound to happen eventually. It was always surprising how long he went without picking up an additional yellow card. I think it's every 6 yellows earns you a suspension. 1 game, then 2, then 3. Lammy gets a talking to, but luckily not another yellow card there. Not that he's at risk the same way. Crane with a corner in the front. McGuffey tries to get ahead on it, but doesn't quite win it. That being said, Ralston keeps the ball in. He's going to get up to Harkins, but, oh, as I say, his feet get a little too tied up. Now, that was very interesting. Harkins didn't get a chance to take a shot off, and I was worried the ball was going to get tackled from him. But he held on to it. Thomas is able to get his feet on it, and actually probably would have had a really good scoring opportunity there, except he gets fouled, and that's going to be a penalty. Presumably by Thomas, or for Thomas, who is one of our best finishers. Is he going to be able to deliver this in the minute of extra time here in the first half of the game? Come on, Thomas, no pressure, but we're all counting on you. Yes! It's a goal! It's a goal! Oh my god, that's fantastic! I did not give our team enough credit for this. They've been playing like they're on fire. There are a bunch of internal stats and things like that that can modify from game to game, so they may legitimately just be playing really, really strong. It could also be a sign of the tactics that we have chosen. This is fantastic. Going in the first half, I'm going to be very passionate about this. You know, I'm happy with your performance so far. Keep it up. Yeah, really, 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 really pleased here. Andy, we're probably going to sub you out relatively early. I don't remember if there's another good person for your position. We'll see what we can do. But I know you are getting a little bit more tired, as well as I don't want you to stop tackling hard with your yellows, but I would hate for you to get a second yellow in the same game, and then find ourselves a man short suddenly. Now, I don't think I'm going to tweak the stratagems yet. We may go into a little bit more of a defensive thing late in the game. Ooh, that was a nice little ball steal against Thomas there. I have to say, kudos to the other team for that. Stern warning going on, so we're 50 minutes in. Gagan's got it going wide to Ralston over here, who's actually quite far forward over here, which is interesting because he doesn't have the attack. I think he's got support mentality on fullback, so he's not quite as far forward, but in all plays. But here he's coming along. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a pass. He is going to get it to Crawford over here, who decides to take a long shot from the distance. No go. Nick van der Velden is being subbed out for a new opposition, for a new strike. Or no, that's the right winger over there. So instead of marking him tightly, we will close him down aggressively, but I think we'll give him a little bit more space. But yeah, their right winger is actually one of their more dangerous people. I mean, I'm sure the strikers are dangerous as well. It's going to be another yellow card for the opposition. And this referee is being pretty sensitive today. Gary Harkins getting pretty tired here. We've seen that before. Gary, I think, has to run a lot. They just have his distance stats on there. But he's a really active player, which I think is one of the reasons he does tend to get tuckered out a little sooner than everyone else. And again, we did just play another game. Thomas, I think, fails to win that. Oh, McGuffey picks it up, sends it up to Thomas. He's got a pretty harsh angle here, but is he going to be able to pass it over to Gary Harkins as a cross? No. That is a no good, very bad shot. But Lammy, with his glorious head, does keep it into our zone here. What a wonderful challenge there. Gets up to Thomas, who's got too many people in front of him. The ball gets tackled away a couple of times there, although they have a really hard time clearing out of the zone. Ball gets sent far forward, but Dixon intercepts that very, very aggressive pass. Magat, though, keeps it in their half. McGuffey's got it. He's going to look for someone to pass it to. Big across the center to Harkins, who moves it to Thomas, who takes a long shot. It gets slightly deflected by one of the other players, which prevents it from going straight, and it hits the post. Oh, but they failed to clear the ball away. Forrest has still got it. Gets in front of the net. No, it gets deflected. Gigan keeps it in, though. Who's he going to pass it to? He's clustered up with someone else. McGuffey. Nope. Denied. Gets sent off. And now Dundee is going to try to move it out for the first offensive move in quite some time that has successfully cleared the ball out of their end. Except just like that, Gigan gets it going again. All right. So we're 60 minutes. They've done a lot of substitutes already. Who else are they subbing in? So they've got a striker over here. We're going to make sure that he is getting marked. I don't think I'll stress too much about the others. We're going to do that, but we'll, I think, also do some substitutes over here. So Andy, we're going to bring in Sean McCurdy to replace you since you're getting a little tired and you've got that yellow card hanging over your head like the sword of Damocles. Gary Harkins getting very tired, but that is definitely an example of not a really good substitute available. We could move Alan Forrest over there, but... But then who do we put in Forrest's position? Yeah, bringing Craig Moore. He's sort of off position, but that actually could work. What if we just put Craig Moore in Gary Harkins' position? He's not comfortable playing the role. It might. I don't know if that's going to lead to a lot of confusion or something like that, but he'll still have the raw skill. Like, if we did that, is there another variant that we could give you that would be less dumb? I mean, at a certain point, I think we have to sort of accept this sort of stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll put Jamie Adams in there. Jamie Adams is an excellent player, but again, just not quite comfortable with this particular role. But I think that's what we're going to do. So that's two substitutes. There's still 30 minutes left of the game. I don't think I'm going to do anything more at this time, although I'm tempted to do it. Yeah, we're gonna go for something like this. So really not ideal there, but that'll have to be the way that it be. I would still like to bring in Nicky in the end here. How's Tony doing energy-wise? He's a little bit better than a lot of the other people. But I would still like to bring in Nicky near the end so that he can maybe get a little bit of sharpness without overextending his energy too much. We're going to have a free kick. Lots of action going on. Another yellow card. Wow. Has it been that aggressive the game? We only have 7 fouls overall, 1 yellow, 13 fouls and 3 yellow cards. No, the yellow cards have really been flowing today. We almost had control of the goal kick. Actually, McCurdy gets his, I think his head on there for a second, but I mean, maybe wrong. It may have been the other team, but I don't know. There we go. Gets it up to Alan Forrest. Looks like we're in the offense now. Big attempt to get it across to Mr. McGuffey over there, Craig McGuffey, but that is a no-go. Are we going to be able to challenge this attack here? We've still only got a 1-goal lead. He fails to get the ball on net over here, and thank goodness to us. Thank goodness for us. I think what I'm going to do, especially with the subs coming in, I am going to move to a slightly more defensive mentality again. We're going to do that. And is this the time to bring in Nicky? He's going to have to play for, with the extra time, about 20 minutes. I think that's going to be fine, so let's go ahead and do that. You still have a bit of an injury here. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay to do that. I will actually get you to play as a full back over here. Which should minimize quite as much running. And the last thing we want to do right now is give up the extra goal. So I think the extra defense is going to be good. Crane is still going to be sort of supporty. That's going to be okay. We actually have no one on attacking duty over here. Lots of support, and of course the full defense over here. This guy looks pretty tired. Nice slide tackle by Ralston there. He's not able to get up in time to get the ball, but Lammy, who's quite quick, zooms in there. Thomas does not quite get the ball, but luckily we still are on the offense after a bit of a squabble in the middle. Thomas on the right flank right now. He's a bit trapped. Gets it over to Adams. Gets it to Crawford. We've got McGuffey free on the other flank, but unfortunately we've lost control of the ball here. Ooh, a nice challenge attempt there. Spittle is moving forward. Stockley, a lot of people in front of him, but I was going to say Smith is being left all alone over here, which makes me feel very uneasy. But he doesn't get anything in time. Oh my God, Stockley with another missed attempt there. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him, but it's feeling very, very, very scary. All right, here's Nicky coming in at this point. Not a ton of condition, but I think it's going to be okay. I mean, we could have subbed in someone else too, but I think it's going to be all right. I'm wondering if we should pull back to be even more defensive here. I don't know. I don't think so. I think overall, it's another offensive play by Dundee here. Again, when we came into this, I said I was going to be happy. Crane clearing it out. Thank you very much. I was going to be happy if we end up with a draw, but that was before we had the 1-0 lead. Now it's like 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Can we hold on to this? Lecture, yeah. All right, we're still in the offense. Crane with the throw-in. Looks like McGuffey did not manage to get it, but Crane picked it up again. Adams going to take a long bomb from afar. Bell's not able to hold on to it, but his team does get on the defense, and actually there's a nice little offense going on now. Can Stockley beat our defenders? Doohan just knocks it out over here. We're not going to be able to turn that into an offense, but that looked like turned out okay. Starting a new play with a goal kick over here. A little bit of a header war, which we are losing, but hasn't resulted in a big offensive play, although we're having a bit of a hard time getting things going here. Oh, Nicky actually, I think, physically blocked that shot. And that is Sean McCurdy. Sion McCurdy here, moving the ball up with his feet quite a bit. Big slide tackle coming in from the opposition, and it looked dangerous there, but Forrest is able to pick it up. Lovely little Alan Forrest. Very, very fast player. Little, but very fast. Okay, there's going to be a throw-in. There's only about 2.5 minutes left over here, but I don't like the fact that it's starting in our end. Defended here. Oh, and it's going to be a goal kick. I thought that was going to be a corner. I didn't realize they had touched the ball last. That is very good. It is in our offensive zone, but the opposition has control over it right now. Big cross kick over here. Magat is able to intercept that, and Thomas with a really impressive run. The goalkeeper does beat him to it, but there was a real possibility for us to secure what would have been the guaranteed goal here. They are definitely playing very aggro there, trying to do some Hail Mary passes to score, but just like that, we have reached full time, and I am incredibly happy about this. Very, very nice victory in an away game. Again, Dundee United is not doing as well as we are this season, but we were so tired coming off the previous game. We've got so many persistent injuries that are lingering around, and it was an away game. I really, really did not expect to come in with a win. Now, here's the big question is, did Falkirk get a win? And they did. So we're still 6 points across. That is kind of unfortunate because if they had not gotten a win, then our next home game against them, if we had won, we'd be even in points. We'd still be behind in goal diff, but it would be very, very interesting at that point. Luckily, though, oh, Morton and Wraith haven't played yet. Okay, so they're still at 26 games. I was going to say, wow, neither one of them managed to win. So we don't know. They could still both win, or one of them may win to bring them a little closer together. But if they don't, if by some miracle they both lose, we're then going to be 9 points ahead of Morton and feeling very, very, very safe. Or more importantly, 10 points ahead of the 5th place, which is really actually the thing. We really don't want both of them to win. If only one wins, and in fact does better than us overall, it drops us to 4th, but that really is no difference. It's important that we have a big space between ourselves and 5th place, whichever one of these two teams then ends up being. And in fact, Dundee, if Dundee had won, they would have been in contention for getting into the promotion playoffs as well. All right, very happy about that. For our home game, Falkirk is a better team, or they're doing better. We're not going to go counter mentality though. We may not go control, but I'm going to definitely go standard. Injury wise, I suspect that Nicky will be back up to full strength over here, so we'll go ahead and do that. Also, before I forget, I'm going to take another look over here, bring Ricky Lammy out of this, and put in, so Brian, Craig, and left Andy, Gary is really what we want. And over on the right side, we want Paul Kearney, Brian Gilmore, who's really good at corners, even if it's wrong foot, and then Gary Harkins over here. There we go. So hopefully that'll be properly in there for the next game. I don't think I'm going to make any other changes to our overall tactic. I'm actually feeling pretty good about things. That was a very narrow victory. We did have a lot of good shots, a lot of good potential. We did ultimately just score on the penalty, but I felt very good about how things were going. If we hadn't scored on the penalty, it would end up 0-0, and you know what? I would have been satisfied with that too. 0-0 with a lot of opportunities for us to have scored in there, and they did get a couple of very dangerous opportunities for our opposition got a couple of really good opportunities, but then just mostly sent the ball wide, which I suppose things could have gone the other way, but I don't know. Overall, I was pretty pleased with that game. I hope you were too. Thanks for watching. See you next time.